Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great day. This video is unlike any one that I've ever done before, and it's because I'm so passionate about this campaign. So please listen, please share, please donate, whatever it is. This is a huge issue, and I'm trying to get it up off of the ground. Sharing it is really what's important. Share it on your Facebook, on your Twitter, on your whatever you possibly can. That's what's really going to get the legwork done, is to share it. In the description box, you will see a link for a change.org petition. Please sign it if you can and send it along. Also, there's a GoFundMe campaign, and that is to get the campaign up off of the ground. This is to change a law. There's a loophole in Washington State, and it's in a lot of states. What it is in Washington State, when there's a divorce and a parenting plan, one parent is given 51% legal custody, and that's for legal reasons. One parent has legal custody of the child, they're the legal guardian, and the other one isn't. But the child usually lives with the legal custodian, and they usually share visitation and things like that in a normal environment. But it's being abused in a really big way. So what happens is the Department of Social and Health Services and their sub-department, Division of Child Support, they have a loophole. And it's state law. It's a state law loophole. And what it is basically a non-custodial parent can claim they have physical custody of the child and get child support, welfare, food stamps, and everything else. What this is causing is abductions of children from their homes with their families, where their legal parent is. So they're overlooking these non-custodial parents abducting, kidnapping, coercing children out of their stable environment for financial gain. And when this happens, it's not because that parent is in a good situation. It's usually because they're in a bad situation and they need the money. There's drugs and alcohol, homelessness, prostitution, sex rings, you name it. I mean, the statistics are out there, and I've done a lot of research on them. This is happening to us right now. My husband has had custody of his child for 8 years. He went over there, the child went over to visit mom, who has had drug and alcohol issues, homelessness, unstable environment. That's why she's not the custodial parent. She's not really a part of the child's life very much. He's gone to try to stay with her every once in a while, and it's never worked out. But he's been cared for here by his family, and everyone has supported him. He's had a great upbringing, lots of opportunities and advantages, everything he could possibly want or need. And she basically kept him during visitation. We don't know where he's at. We don't know what's going on. But what we do know what is going on is that within 24 hours of her keeping him without authorization, which is contempt of court, she filed for child support. And within 7 days, they started garnishing 45% of my husband's income. So not only did she break a law, she is in custodial interference, contempt of court, kidnapping, abduction, coercion, whatever you want to call it. She is also getting 45% of our income. All because she is listed as the birth mother, and she claimed that she had physical custody. She also claimed she had 2 extra months of physical custody, so she was awarded 2 months of back child support, even though he was going to school over on this side of the mountains. They were refused to do investigations or vet those claims. So what it's doing is it's increasing the amount of child abductions from their stable homes and custodial parents for financial gain. It's traumatizing these kids, absolutely traumatizing them. They get, taken during a visitation. The parent just ups and leaves with the child, and nobody knows where they go. So not only does the parent lose 45% of their income, and DCS bases it off of your gross income, not your net. So you lose 45% of your income that goes to the criminal. You don't know where your child is. And then you have to take them to court to try to get the child back. DCS doesn't follow the court order, which they're supposed to, and they don't. All they require is that that person claims that they have physical custody of a child. This is so wrong. this law were changed where it would allow for a holding period of 90 days, which allows time for custody changeovers, investigations to see if the parent is fit to care for the child, it would stop these abductions from happening, because these parents who are doing this, who are abusing the system, they're getting welfare and food stamps and medical and child support and all of these benefits for criminally taking a child that they don't have the legal right to. So these children are getting ripped away from their stable homes, traumatized, and it's all done for abuse of the system. So what we want to do is we want to change this law. We want to change this loophole. We want to bring awareness to it and have it stopped, because it's ruining families. So not only do you lose half of your income, but you have to legally fight to find out where your child is. Now, DCS knows where the parent is because they're sending them money. They're rewarding the criminal activity with money instantly. It happens within 7 days. It is such a quick turnaround. As long as their name is on the birth certificate, they get the cash. And they don't check. They don't vet anything. All they have to do is claim that they had the kid for a certain amount of time. Now, there was an administrative order back in 2012 where she got welfare, and they did what they call an administrative order, where they weren't divorced yet, but they were separated, and they garnished his wages because she had him for a month or two. And right after that, the child came to live with him, and he still had to pay support because she claimed she had him. This is so wrong on so many levels. It's destroying families, and we're not the only one that I know of that this has happened to. So this system is being abused by criminals, and they're allowing it to happen. And if you talk to them about it, all they say is they won't get in the middle of a civil dispute. Well, this isn't civil, it's criminal. They're in contempt of court, custodial interference. There's a reason for that superior court order. It's there for a reason. It has a purpose, not only for the parents to follow, but for the authorities to follow, for agencies to follow. So this loophole is drastically increasing child abduction in our state. The amount of Amber Alerts around this type of situation is really high in Washington State, and I know it's high in the other states as well that allow this to happen. So what we're trying to do is bring awareness to this campaign, get it up off the ground, get a representative to pick it up, and put it before Olympia so it can be changed. This has to stop. If they stopped this and they put a mandatory holding period on it where they didn't garnish wages till they vetted the situation, made sure that the child wasn't kidnapped or abducted from their stable environment, that would stop this from happening. It would stop these kids from being taken away. And these kids don't usually end up in good environments when this happens. I mean, they end up in foster care or CPS or homeless, drugs and alcohol, prostitution, you name it. They don't go to a good environment. Parents that have a good environment for their kid don't do these things. So they're enabling the criminal activity and the traumatizing of children by just they just process the claim. They don't look at it. They don't do anything. They just say, well, that's the birth parent. And as long as they say they have the child in their presence, they get the money. This is wrong. It's really wrong. And it's doing a lot of damage to a lot of families. So we're really trying to bring awareness to this. So you will see the petition. You'll see the GoFundMe. The GoFundMe is for the campaign, to get the campaign off the ground. That's what it is. It's to make those trips to Olympia. It's to get the legislative order in place. It's to get the bill written. It is to get it up off of the ground. And hopefully, if Washington State will change its law, other states will change their law too, because just by putting a roadblock in place where they can't abuse it will drastically stop it. You know, the general fund, where a lot of taxes go, when your taxes get withheld, some of it goes to the general fund. That money is being given to these criminals who are applying for welfare and food stamps because they're claiming they have physical custody of a child. That doesn't give them the legal right to have the child. There's a reason they don't have the child legally in most cases. So it's really important that this get awareness and this gets shared and up off the ground, because I mean, it would lower the child abductions in our state and other states by half at least. It usually, when there's an Amber Alert over this type of thing, it's usually for financial gain. So I'm not saying that all of them are. There's other reasons, other disputes and things like that. But in our state, the research shows that this is being abused. It's a loophole. DCS does not look at a court order. They don't care who has legal custody. And that's what we want to change. We want there to be legal custody to get the child support order in place, to get the garnishment to happen. You have to have legal custody, which means that you have to go through whatever means are on your parenting plan, whether that be court or mediation or whatever it is. You have to follow those steps to be able to get child support. And that is important. Because usually child support is set up when you file your divorce and you do your parenting plan and things like that. But if you want to change custody and take custody of that child, you need to follow the proper steps, and you shouldn't get rewarded for abducting a child. And that's what's happening right now. So please share this. If everybody donated $1, we would be at our goal. We've got some really good people that are on our side, some previous state senators and things like that. So we've got a lot of help on our side, but we do need to get this up off of the ground. The petition is really important because we have to have a number of signatures before we can even start it. And then the legal side of it. So please share it. I know this is a different kind of video. I don't usually do them, but it's really, really near and dear to my heart. And hopefully I can keep you guys posted on how our journey goes with this and what we find out. But hopefully we can help a lot of kids and a lot of families out there who are really struggling with this and really stop the criminals from being rewarded. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.